anti-Epic situation, right? So they're always like trying to throw a scandal on Epic, like this guy who's like getting walked out. I hope with the OSBI. This,
Epic online
Tommy,
charter
what's his
school.
name? Tommy Johnson. I don't know. This guy keeps raising every year the same investigation in Epic. Like it says right here, they made a profit. Well, yeah, they're not a public utility, guy.
They're out for profit.
And so
public utilities make profit.
They keep accusing them of these things that are non-crimes,
right?
Or just asserting them without any evidence at all, or they're double enrolling people. Well, I mean, maybe clerically as an accident in 10 years, I think they found 2 people, which on average is less than any given public school district, and it's like not their fault. So, but here's the key on this. I think the person, who is it? I think, wasn't there a guy, Ron Sharp, he's a senator here. He released this information, pretty much unsubstantiated, on the Senate website, did he not? And he's going to have to walk this back, does he not?
If he used government resources in a crime, that's another crime in and of itself.
And so allegedly I heard, and we'll have to check up on this to see if the rumor is correct or not, he's in trouble for lying about where he got his PhD from.
Well,
that he said he got it from University of California. One of them.
The guy from Epic.
No.
This is
this is the guy slandering.
This is the guy slandering Epic.
Yes, this is what's his name? Ron Sharp, Senator Sharp, and he's an educrat, right? So his answer is always more money for education, less accountability.
Well, but
so he put this stuff slandering Epic on the, if it's wrong, which it seems to be wrong right now, on the Senate website, and it looks like he's under investigation. This is what I'm hearing. We'll find out if it's true or not. But we might be first to break it if it is true that he's under investigation, that essentially a lot of his plunder of your tax dollars came fraudulently because he lied about his education. He got his PhD from an education mill. Who knows if he just bought it? Who knows?
Yeah, but it could be that this guy who is bashing online education,
taking education out of the brains of children.
He has a vested interest.
May have gotten his PhD from an online education.
Was it the University of? Was it the online University of California?
It was actually from Epic post-secondary.
No,
we're joking. I'm joking about that, Alan. But everything else is, from what I'm hearing, legitimate. I have a second rumor that I don't know. It's maybe it's a bit juicy, but I heard that perhaps. We have a new front runner for the executive officer position of the Republican Party here in the state. And I've heard from some legislators, and maybe next week we can name some names, that it's Brian Hobbs.
I don't know.
So that's interesting. If you got 2 rumors, we'll see how good these sources are if they come to pass.
I'm waiting to find out if there is any change going on. I don't know.
Right. And from what I've heard, once again, this is secondhand, so I wasn't there. But, unlike what the New York Times, I'll actually put that out there. I don't know. I'm not declaring this as some metaphysical truth. But I heard that the current XO is meant to be a temporary position. That this is a temporary transition administration going on. And that was always Chairman McLean's plan. That's what I heard, and that Brian Hobbs is the front runner currently for the new. So we'll find out if he's the guy. But I think it's a good idea. He would unify a lot of the different factions because he's got a foot in all of them.
Tom, can I plug for next week?
Please. We're the final stretch of tonight's show.
We're going to talk about just what Oldham's talking about. What can citizens do to reform? And there are a lot of things. Oklahoma really does give a lot of utilities to citizens. When I say utilities, I mean tools, resources, where when we give our vote to others to lead us and they don't do it right, we have probably more power to step in than just
like water and electricity and natural gas.
We do. We have a lot of powers. It's learning what they are so that we can actually exercise them.
Yeah.
And there may be some things that we have yet to accomplish because we have people who are looking out for others in the way.
Right. And you just point to me. We need to figure out this grand jury thing.
No. What I mean is this is what the kind of thing that you've talked about. And but yes, we do have more powers than a lot of other states. But it is an idea that is catching on. I just read an article from somebody who wrote a year or so ago in Connecticut, another one from New Hampshire. This is an idea that is catching on because the swamp is everywhere and it doesn't matter what level or branch you are in. Before we go, we've got to talk about tomorrow.
Yeah, let's just kind of hit the home stretch real quickly so I can dub everybody. This is 3D Politics Live. I'm your host, Tom McKay. I've got David Van with SoonerPolitics.org, David Oldham with ConstitutionalGrounds.com, and of course, the fantastic Dave D'Ambroso at Dave D'Ambroso on Facebook. I've got 2 stories left on the list, and we're going to plug next week's show. Something about a primary
yes.
fight.
And real quick, just 30 seconds before we get into that, to Oldham's point, I heard a guy calling into a mainstream conservative talk show on the radio talking about the different means by which we can grand jury some of these individuals breaking the constitutional oath, which is an issue you can help Oldham with. If you're moved by what Oldham's talking about, or anyone on the panel about the constitutionality of issues and having proper constitutional representation, that is an issue that is currently spoken about. How do we convene these different grand juries to hold people accountable for breaking their oath to the Constitution and violating their rights? So that's actually gaining mainstream traction. I know Oldham has been saying it for years. So maybe, who knows? He could be the guy who butterflied it. Like, who knows?
Well, with the social media that we have, it's easier to put those groups in contact.
Yeah, I mean, you're just getting hundreds of people